Welcome to our Bioaz Symbiotic podcast for the fourth podcast in our animal health series. I'm joined with me today by Maryann Thexton, who's the founder and CEO of Bioaz, who'll be providing some answers to my simple questions relating gut health, microbiome, and most importantly, symbiotics, and their relevance to our pets and animals. So what we wanted to cover off today was really trying to unpick the link between your pet's bad breath and the imbalance in your oral microbiome. So obviously we know there's a connection, but what we wanted to really get into was, what does that look like? So what is the oral microbiome in animals?
Thanks, Ian. It's good to be here. The oral microbiome is similar, or the same concept as a microbiome in your gut, microbiome on your skin. It's the community of organisms that live in your oral cavity, or in this case, your pet's mouth. So that is the whole universe of trillions of different microbes that are on their tongues, teeth, cheeks, and in the saliva, importantly, in your pet's mouth.
So what's the importance of that microbiome? What purpose does it serve?
Well, it's the beginning of the digestive process. So it's the very first part of that process, and it's a bit of a gateway to our bodies or to your animals' bodies. But also it has its own universe and its own ecosystem, which is very much directly connected to things like bad breath, things like gum and teeth health. So there's a direct correlation between the organisms in your mouth and the health of your gums and teeth.
So you just started to touch on it then. Like, what are those actual signs? How do we know that our pets or our animals don't have a healthy microbiome?
Well, obviously bad breath is the first instance, and that's as a result of the metabolites produced or the gases released by fermentation in your mouth of unwanted organisms. So, similarly to if your animal fluffs a lot and it's not very nice, their microbiome and their gut might not be right, then same with their oral cavity. But there's other signs too. So, for example, if animals are taking a long time to eat, that can be an indication of pain in the gums or some sort of discomfort in the oral microbiome as well. So gum disease is very much linked to it, and they'll show you signs if they have changes in the speed at which they eat their food and things like that.
So how do symbiotics support the oral microbiome?
Good question.
Of course so.
But so of course, again, you're populating the oral microbiome with some really beneficial bacteria, which dominate the restricted real estate in the oral cavity of your pets. Those bacteria release a lot of metabolites that do two things. They kill off the bad microbes, but also they release metabolites that facilitate physically removing the bad microbes from the surfaces of teeth and gums. Again, the symbiotic component of that is you must provide the fuel for the beneficial microbes to do their job. They're like little factories and they need input to deliver beneficial outputs.
Yeah, fantastic. So there you have it, the link between your bad breath and microbiome dysbiosis.
Correct.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for your time today, Maryann. And that concludes our podcast for today. Please like, share, or comment. And if there's any questions, just email us on info@bioaz.com.